All right, there we go. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 12. This is our Iron Man match episode. This is our Hollywood Backlot Brawl episode of the Essential Wrestling Podcast. My name is Karl. Tyler Liddell, again, he's busy being actually essential, not just on the podcast, but he's actually helping the Long Island schools get ready for the upcoming school year. So once again, I will be joined by my two close wrestling friends. First, on the bottom part of your screen, the first ever pro wrestling pick'em champion, John Deconnie. How's everything going, John?
Good. Thanks for having me aboard again today, Al.
And you know what? I just put two and two together on it. Larry Zbyszko, is that why you're doing that? Yeah, okay. How many weeks has it been you've been doing that? And it just hit me now that Larry Zbyszko. And in the top right part of your screen, we're with John Smith. John, how's everything going today, pal?
Good, man. Feeling great, fresh off my first ever Impact pay-per-view, watching live.
Yeah, we'll get to Impact in a second. It's on our list of things to talk about. Obviously, Slammiversary was a huge show. But first things first, before we get started, as we announced all over social media the past 2 days, we have a new partner. We have new friends here at the Essential Wrestling Podcast at ProWrestlingPick'em.com, the Eastern Observer, all powered by the Blackjack Media Networks. We would like to welcome MinutesToBell.com. If you're into stats, if you're into numbers, if you're into all of that fun stuff, this is the site for you. You're going to be seeing a lot of their graphics on our show today, a lot of the numbers that they've compiled. This guy is pretty much the Elias Sports Bureau of professional wrestling. I was drawn to him right away. I reached out to him like, dude, we can do something here. So, like I said, MinutesToBell.com. He has a weekly newsletter that'll remind you again at the end of the show to sign up for it. But the newsletter is called the Body Slam Brigade. Body Slam Brigade. Great read, sit down, not too long, not too short, just right in the middle where it's absolutely perfect, going over all the shows, going over all the records, all the stats. This guy is a good guy. We love to have him around, and I do have to say this. We're really glad that you're our friends, and hopefully this is a friendship that never ends. So with that, today's headlines on the Essential Wrestling Podcast. Two champions make their first title defenses on NXT that immediately get confronted by their next challengers. AJ Styles with a big Intercontinental title defense on SmackDown. Randy Orton delivered his promise by punting the Big Show. New champions and all the surprises at Slammiversary, as John just mentioned. We're definitely going to get into that. We're going to be making picks for this week's upcoming matches, which of course is sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. As well as help from MinutesToBell.com. They're involved in this as well. We're going to main event the show with Taz throwing the towel in at Fight for the Fallen. But we're going to curtain jerk the show right now with the horror show that was Extreme Rules. Horror show is a little bit of an understatement. I'd like to think it is a bleep show, because what the hell was that, John Deconnie?
Your guess is as good as mine. When I went to look at the scores afterwards, because as you know, my next door neighbor Joe is always very invested in whether or not he's beaten you and I specifically. I realized that there were only 4 matches that actually had outcomes.
Yeah. Yep.
So. Yeah, and one of them was the eye for an eye match, which, oh dear Lord.
Yeah, we will get into all of that. John Smith, we'll start off with you real quick. The Wyatt Swamp match, pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. It was only, I think it was like 15 minutes. I think if I remember how to tell time. I believe it was only around 15-minute area. I'll let you get into it, but the one thing I really enjoyed, it was kind of low on Bray Wyatt to involve Alexa Bliss in this one. That everyone kind of forgets about that. That pulled up Ron's heartstrings, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's our girl too. So yeah, that was interesting. I really liked how they had Braun Strowman knock out Braun Strowman at the beginning, and then he woke up in chains. The chains did not look tight, though. They could have made that look a little bit better, in my opinion. That's just being nitpicky, though, like I normally do.
Well, you don't want to cut off any circulation here. I mean, we're trying to...
Yeah, right. I mean, as far as the outcome of the match, I mean, is Bray Wyatt the winner? I mean, maybe not. Yeah,
I don't know. I had to throw the match out between that, the Raw Women's title, and the United States title, which never happened. I can't declare one officially. WWE.com didn't declare one, John Deconnie. So how could I? Who am I?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he threw Bray in the water. We saw the water come calm. Strowman declared it's over, and then exactly as was predicted earlier by a certain member of this panel, a hand came out of the water and pulled Bray right in, or pulled Strowman right in with him. What do you do at that point?
I don't know. Yeah, but the Fiend emerged. He got the last laugh at the end. That was a very, very intimidating, shot of the Fiend's face up close. It's been a couple months that we've seen the Fiend. I think since WrestleMania, right? So it was nice to see that again. But yeah, so that's one right there that you didn't get a winner on. The second, like I said, the Raw Women's title. John Smith again. The Bleep Show at Extreme Rules. Go for it. Try to make sense of this one.
I guess it's just a way to make everyone happy. Sasha gets to run around with the belt, but Asuka doesn't actually lose it. I mean, fast forwarding a little bit to Raw the next day, why the heck wasn't Asuka chasing Sasha around the ring the whole time to get her belt back? But we'll visit that later, I guess.
Yep.
But as far as the match is concerned, I think it was match of the night. Not including that the pre-show match, but as far as the main show is concerned, I think this was match of the night. I loved how it went. I just don't like how it ended.
Yeah, I don't think there was a problem with any of the wrestling at all on both shows this weekend, even at Slammiversary. Impact always puts on great shows, but yeah, when they weren't, destroying endings of matches or trying to pull people's eyes out, the wrestling throughout the entire show. That's why I watch. I don't know, John Deconnie?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, specifically in this Raw Women's title match, as you've seen and you'll continue to see, I don't often have a lot nice to say about the women's division. But this match, until the ending, I couldn't find a thing to complain about. You had, attempted submissions, locked-in submissions, rope breaks, back and forth, high spots. Nothing much more you could ask for other than, maybe a real ending.
What are real endings, though? Who needs them? Do you get the feeling that maybe WWE is a little more concerned with their ratings on USA and Fox than actually, putting on outcomes on pay-per-views? Because you can see AJ Styles has missed the last two pay-per-views, but has defended the Intercontinental title, the SmackDown before, in absolutely amazing matches.
Right.
John Smith, do you think ratings have anything to do with this? Because now, obviously, we'll get into later, we're getting Sasha and Asuka again.
Well, that's an interesting concept. I think it has a lot more to do with the fact that AJ Styles is going to steal the show when it's on pay-per-view, and they don't want him overshadowing any of the big matches that have big stories about them. I mean, a side effect of that is getting better ratings on SmackDown by having AJ on there, but I think it's more to protect the other matches that would be outshined on the pay-per-view.
All right. John Deconnie, anything you want to add to that topic before we move forward?
I think that's an excellent point. It gives us a chance to see more of AJ because his matches are going to be, even though they're broken up by commercial breaks, we're going to get a longer match than you would have had time for probably on the pay-per-view card. And as John Smith said, you don't have to worry about him getting any backstage heat for making everybody else look silly sitting in the mid-card and putting on 5.5-star matches.
Life's lonely at the top, huh? When you're the best and everyone else complains because you get over. Life's got to be lonely at the top for AJ Styles.
Got to be rough.
Speaking of people at the top, Drew McIntyre defended the WWE title. Dolph Ziggler had a honey of a stipulation. I was very happy with that, John Smith. That was kudos to Dolph Ziggler on that one.
Yeah, did not see that one coming at all. I really liked that. I don't think we've ever had a one-sided no DQ or Extreme Rules or whatever you want to call it match. I thought it was going to be the one arm tied behind the back, but this was way better. So the match itself, Drew took some punishment, and he was able to get that Claymore literally out of nowhere. That was one of the best Claymores I've ever seen.
Yeah, he snuck him good with that one. Dolph was coming in with, I guess, his version of Sweet Chin Music, the crescent kick, super kick that he's been using now as his finisher. He was coming in with it, and McIntyre beat him not to the punch, but beat him to the kick. John Deconnie.
Absolutely, yeah. At first, I was a little irritated with, oh, come on, really, with this stipulation, but it worked for the whole match's psychology perfectly. Every time when McIntyre picked him up and almost suplexed him through a table, and last minute suplexed him in the other direction, and he tried to bait him into hitting him with a chair to get DQ'd, and it worked really well. And I have to admit I was wrong. I was initially a little ticked off, but it led to a really good match.
Let's say we're going to bring up these two again because they got their rematch coming up next week. On the SmackDown side of things, at the Bleep Show at Extreme Rules, we actually had two outcomes in two title matches on the SmackDown side of things. John Smith, as the one person out of the three of us that picked Bayley, there you go. She retained.
Yeah, I see her keeping that title until Sasha comes after it when they break up. So I couldn't imagine a scenario where she lost the match, especially because she has no problem winning by any means necessary.
Yeah, she took Sasha Banks' boss knucks, gave her the kidney shot, then hit her with. I know John Smith. We had this conversation Sunday night. That I believe that is Bayley's new finisher. The heel turn when she sliced up the Bayley buddies. I think not that she retired Bayley to belly, but that's just kind of just a move in her repertoire now.
Yeah.
But John Deconnie, I thought we had it, pal. After SmackDown on Friday night, and Bayley beat her again. Yep. And her confidence was down, and she had to be. Lexa's trying to bring her up, and even before the match at Extreme Rules, Asuka and Kyrie, even though Kyrie really didn't help all that much. They were trying to build her up too and get the confidence go. I just thought this was I don't want to say miracle on ice here, but do you believe in miracles type deal?
Yeah, during their little hype session, I was thinking to myself, this could happen. This really could happen. We're still going to get Bayley and Banks running around with the tag titles. I was convincing myself that it wouldn't matter if Bayley didn't have the title, the SmackDown Women's title anymore. I was there, and then I saw the four-finger knucks get passed, and the air came out of it.
Yeah, literally, it was shot knucks to the ribs. That knocked the air out of everybody.
Never a doubt.
We also have new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. That power bomb through the two tables. Has anyone checked up on Kofi Kingston, John Smith? Holy crap!
I mean, that was probably the best through two tables spot I've ever seen. That was incredible. The setup, the fact that he was able to drive him straight through the middle of those tables, and he didn't miss. He didn't land on the back of his head. It was just a picture perfect. It shows you why Nakamura and more so Cesaro should be doing big things. That was an incredible match. I got nothing bad to say about it. The only reason it's not at the top of my list is because I am in love with Asuka. But this match was awesome. 4.5 stars.
Oh, wow. There you go. Again, Kenny Omega was the only thing missing from that match, John Deconnie.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I just love everything Cesaro does. The guy can pretty much do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. And he helps carry not carry Nakamura in terms of skill, but in terms of the fact that Nakamura has kind of been lost on this roster for a little while, and putting the two of them together is just been working out great. I mean, Cesaro's the spice that you put in everything. He made Sheamus palatable. Now he's reviving Nakamura. I absolutely love it. It was time for the title change. They did it in amazing fashion. and I look forward to them running it back probably at SummerSlam in some shape or form.
Yeah, I guess one of the Usos is still injured. Unless Miz and Morrison, I don't know if you're gonna do heels versus heels here, but yeah, it seems like the New Day are the only ones around. Lucha Dragons maybe, or Lucha House Party, not Dragons. Lucha House Party. I don't know. I guess the Forgotten Sons. They've been forgotten for whatever reason. I mean, we all know the reason, but let's leave it where it is.
Yeah.
And now let's just John Deconnie, take a deep breath. I'm gonna talk to John Smith for a second about the eye for the eye match, eye for an eye. Yeah, I know. We're gonna let John take a couple deep breaths here before he just completely explodes on everybody. Because I get the feeling, you know what? I don't feel like my intelligence was insulted as much. Did I think Ray's eye came out? No, obviously. But they didn't try to make me look stupid, you know?
Yeah, it's just the way that it happened is not plausible anyway. Like to have it something driven into the corner of the steps and the eye pops, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, if you push the one side, I don't know, is it like a zit when you push the one side and the other side pops? I don't know. I've never tried to poke my eye out before. So.
I mean, the match was good, but we knew that it was coming to some sort of weird ending, and I think that's why I couldn't really enjoy the match, even though it was a pretty decent.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. They did some decent wrestling though. I mean, they were going at it. That didn't disappoint. John Deconnie.
Yeah, well,
just go. Just get it all out. I'm gonna sit back. Do your thing.
They backed themselves into a corner with this asinine stipulation. And I kept holding on to the fleeting thought because as we talked in our post-podcast text chain last week, someone had come up with the idea of maybe Dominic coming out and falling on the sword and saving his dad by saying, I'll go with you, Rollins, or whatever. And I kept praying that they were going to use that as their trap door. But they went ahead with the hokey finish of the referee just coming over and going, "Oh my God! Oh my!" No blood packet running down the side of his. Oh my God! His eye is out of the side. All right, fantastic. So how do we wrap this up now? The culmination at SummerSlam. Do we go for the pencil in the pee hole challenge, where the only way to win this match is by threading a number 2 pencil into your opponent's urethra? I mean, come on.
That segment is definitely making a highlight tape if we ever make one. I don't even know where to go from there.
The eyeball looked like a freaking floater from a fishing pole with a little bit of like blood on it.
A bobber, yeah.
Yeah, a bobber, yeah.
Well, the good news is I believe it was Kayla that reported that all of Ray's optic nerves are fine. Nothing was dislocated. Nothing was dislodged.
He should regain.
It's going to take Ray some time to heal, and his vision should be back to whatever his prescription for his colored contacts are.
And why were they doing so much wrestling, though? That's my thing. If the goal of the match is to rip the eyeball out of your opponent, then why are they like locking up and doing some sunset flips and all sorts of stuff? You know,
you gotta wear your opponent down to the point where it's easier to take his eye out. I guess. I don't know. Let's just hope that definitely was the first. Let's just hope that is the last of Eye for an Eye. We'll fast forward. I know Kevin Owens and Murphy had a barn burner on the kickoff show. I unfortunately missed it. Any of you guys want to chime in? Did you guys watch the kickoff show? I know John Smith, you were late. You were at my house too. I had a softball game.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch it, but I read the recap of it, and it just seemed like it was a great match. I was kind of BSing before.
Okay. John Deconnie, were you able to watch the kickoff show?
Yeah, I tuned in just in time for them to go live with the first in-ring action of the night, and it did not disappoint. Those two who, I mean, not specifically those two. It's not like, Murphy and Aleister Black where, you've already seen it. You can't wait. But you saw those two in the ring and you said, this is going to be good. And it absolutely was.
Yeah, that was a match I didn't know I wanted to see until actually I got a text from Ryan from Minutes to Bell. I'm like, all right, I'm starting the show late. He doesn't know my policy. Please don't ruin the show for me. It's like, oh, yeah, Kevin Owens and Murphy on the kickoff show. If you're interested, I'm like, crap, I am very interested. I didn't know that was the match I didn't know I wanted to see until they announced it.
That's it.
And then MVP declared himself the United States Championship because Apollo Crews injured, I guess, according to the rumors going around.
Couldn't pass a physical.
Yeah, he couldn't pass a physical. So switching gears to Raw because it's just that what happened at Extreme Rules just stemmed right into it. So we'll just go to Raw real quick now. First things first, I guess Randy Orton delivered. It was a decent match with the Big Show. Took 2 RKOs to put the big man down with a pendulum draping DDT, whatever you want to call it, from the top rope. Usually it's from the middle, but Big Show's a big dude. He goes from the top. Then Randy got his punt in afterwards, John Smith. He delivered on his promise.
Yeah, it was pretty much chalk. That's kind of what we thought was going to happen. The match was all right. I mean, I wasn't emotionally invested in it at all. I mean, it's the Big Show. We've never really cared about the Big Show, so why are we going to care about him now?
Okay. That's sad. Sorry. I care about the Big Show. Actually, I watched 2 episodes of his Netflix series a couple weeks ago.
And then you stopped.
And I stopped.
Exactly.
I'll give him a try. I'll always give Big Show a try. John Deconnie.
Yeah, it was exactly what we thought it would be. Randy got to extend his legend killer legacy, and the Big Show got to help them scramble a few weeks waiting for Edge to get better or whatever their next storyline is going to be. To me, it was two big stars. Really, one obviously past his prime, but 2 big stars. But it amounted to a little more than filler.
Yeah, it was a decent main event. I thought it was good. That's the best you're going to get out of those 2, I would say. Even if you put those 2 back in their prime 20 years ago or 15 years ago, whatever it is, it's going to be the same. Yeah. And this is amazing because Randy's such a big dude. Like, even they were showing on FS1 they're showing tonight SummerSlam from 2016 where it was Brock busted open Randy Orton pretty bad if I remember correctly. Oh. But Randy's a tall dude. Like, he's bigger than Brock. And just Big Show just dwarfs him. Like, it's crazy. Like, TV, I don't think does Big Show justice. And I remember one time I saw him live at an event, and it was like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was walking down the aisle. It's crazy. The opening match, we're going to go back to Seth Rollins real quick. Him and Aleister Black, again, another great match. I didn't know who was going to win that throughout the entire way. Rollins ended up getting the curb stomp on him, getting the pinfall victory. Really worked over his hand both during and after the match after Aleister Black accidentally punched the ring post going for Rollins' head. So, John Deconnie, my question for you, are we going to go finger for a finger here at SummerSlam with these 2, or what are we doing?
Yes, it's going to be a garden shears match. Pruning shears match. Put it on a pole. I don't care.
Is remove a digit from your opponent's hand. But I hope those 2 get out. I hope they do some kind of program. And 100% Aleister Black. I guess the 100% Seth Rollins. I'll watch that any day. That was great.
I think that was Aleister Black's first one-on-one clean loss that he's ever had.
Yeah, I don't actually. Aleister Black's not due up next week, but I do remember seeing his records on minutestobelltime.com. Aleister Black has, he's top 3 in wins on Raw, and I believe only a couple of his losses came. I know one was to AJ Styles, and I believe the other one was a tag match. I don't know if that was 3 or 4, but yeah, he wins a lot. Aleister Black. Backstage, Farouk was talking to both MVP and Bobby Lashley. And I believe there was another segment, I think I caught it at the corner of my eye. He was talking with somebody else as well. John Deconnie, damn!
Did we get a damn? I was only half paying attention to Raw. Did we actually get Ron Simmons on the show and we never got around to a damn?
He seemed like he was conducting business. I forget who I saw. I was outside with my wife. We were busy, and I kind of looked in, and I saw him talking to somebody else. I forget what it was, who he was. But he was definitely talking to the MVP and Lashley. And MVP, I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll talk. And then all of a sudden, Truth comes up, and Shelton Benjamin gets a roll up, and we have a new 24/7 champion in Shelton Benjamin. And John Smith, the Hurt Business, got a new member, and good. More Shelton Benjamin for us, please. Thank you.
Absolutely. I love the Hurt Business. I love the name the Hurt Business. I love that Bobby Lashley doesn't have to talk anymore. I love that Shelton Benjamin is going to get more screen time now, and I don't think MVP is going to try to hog the spotlight. I think he's going to do exactly what he's supposed to do. So this is just good all around, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then John Deconnie, not to be outshined, Mustafa Ali, who was recently, gets traded to Raw. He wasn't a part of the AJ Styles trade. I don't know. But I guess this begs two things. One, how did he get to Raw? And then two, I guess the mystery hacker, it's not Mustafa Ali, huh?
And part three, more importantly, he gets his full name back.
He got that back before, yeah.
We went a while there just calling him Ali and pretending like that wasn't a little weird.
Yeah, but he nailed the 450 splash on MVP, got the pinfall. Not sure if that means anything because MVP, he's not the United States champion, and he's walking around with that prop of a belt. And if you looked at that, if you look at the belt, I know John Deconnie, I know you look at belts very closely, and I know you love the side plates.
Yep.
What are those side plates on that United States title?
They are generic.
They are WWE logos. Remember Sasha Banks?
Yep.
On the Raw Women's title, whose side plate is Asuka's side plates were still on those. So
Exactly.
The belt's not official yet, though, so WWE's not going to make plates for a belt that's not official yet.
I don't think it's ever going to be official.
I love your enthusiasm there.
We got to make some sort of friendly bet on that one because I think it 100% is going to be there. So maybe we could have like somebody dump water on their head or something. Or
we could do that, like an ice bucket. All right, we'll figure something out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would bet the house on that.
Yeah, because we probably have a while before Apollo Crews comes back because that type of injury sounds severe. So,
yeah.
Ruby Riott defeated Peyton Royce. I cried. I don't want to talk about it. The Street Profits were back. They had a non-title match against Andrade and Angel Garza. They're getting heated, John Smith. That's a little rivalry that's getting heated, and the Street Profits has got to. I don't know. Does Andrade and Angel Garza even get a title shot now? Like, what's?
They're probably going to have to do something conniving to get themselves a shot at the belts at this point. I was very surprised they didn't win this match, and for the Profits to just go over clean like that.
Yeah,
I do enjoy seeing the champs win a non-title match, generally speaking, because normally they always lose non-title matches. But the match was great, but I don't see why Andrade and Garza lost. We'll see.
Yep. John Deconnie, anything you want to add to that?
No, just in the surprise that, as John Smith said, as soon as I heard non-title, I'm like, okay, this is where Garza and Andrade get the victory, and then we turn around and do it for the titles, blah, blah, blah. So there was a surprise there. So now I'm not really sure. But as you both said earlier, they get involved in some other match. They help the Street Profits to lose somewhere along the way. And, all right, they're right back in it with heel tactics. When in doubt, always go to heel tactics.
You think this gets stretched to SummerSlam?
Don't know if it's important enough for SummerSlam.
That's where I'm at with that. Unless SummerSlam's going to be too big for just one night. I don't know.
There's another possibility. But, yeah, I almost think maybe they go back around and have another, match with the Viking Raiders just because that's bigger on the marquee for SummerSlam.
Yeah. And what sounds like her farewell match Kairi Sane did something. She went out on top. She's going out with a clean victory over the SmackDown Women's Champion. Bayley went for, again, a Bayley to belly, and Kairi got out of it, rolled up Bayley for the pinfall. And then, like I said, let me throw up. Here we go. This might be Kairi Sane's last match. Apparently, her contract's up. She's going back to Japan. She's going to be with her husband who's over there. And but she's leaving on good terms. So, there's going to be a Royal Rumble one day. Maybe, 3-4 years from now. And here comes our beloved Pirate Princess again. But this might be it for the time being for Kairi, John Smith.
Yeah, that's actually news to me. I thought that the rumors were false about that because she stuck around so long. But
I guess they convinced her to stay, according to the article there. They convinced her to stay because I guess they wanted her to help with Asuka and the feud and everything with Bayley and Sasha. And now it's, so I think she did what Ray did. She worked past her contract just because she's a good person and she wanted to leave in good graces and do the right thing. And now she gets to go home and play mom.
Yeah, good for her.
So this week's upcoming matches, as we talked about earlier, two things. One, you're going to see new graphics here. These graphics were given to us by minutestobelltime.com. Like I said, these are the stat guys, our Elias Sports Bureau of Professional Wrestling. Stephanie McMahon came out while Sasha and Balor were celebrating their wins, and she made this match for next week. She really didn't. She didn't declare a winner of the match. I could have been that guy and threw a no contest and ruined everybody's perfect pay-per-view, but I decided to be a nice guy on it. But the winner's going to be Raw Women's Champion, John Smith. Who do you got?
Still Asuka. It's always Asuka for me.
That's why I figured I'd get you out of the way first. John Deconnie?
I mean, and even thinking about it more, I don't see why they would have the title change hands now on Raw. They could have done it at the pay-per-view.
All right, John Deconnie?
Yeah, agreed. I don't think it makes any sense to take the title off of Asuka. Because eventually we got to get around to Bayley and Banks turning on each other. So let Asuka go do her thing and.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler was watching Kairi and Bayley. She didn't want to sit at catering apparently. But yeah, it looks like she's Asuka and Baszler at SummerSlam. That would be awesome.
I like that.
I'm going Asuka with this one. Now, the weird thing is, it's a weird stipulation. Why Stephanie McMahon mentioned it? Count out in those qualifications and anyone interferes and, the match is over. The title goes to the other person. Does Bayley get Sasha accidentally disqualified? Does she I think this might be it. I think I've been saying it for 3 years now, but if this is, if they're going to SummerSlam and that's what's up next, and we have a month now, oops, and then Sasha, and then all of a sudden something happens on SmackDown, and Bayley, oops, maybe Nikki Cross gets a rematch, or Alexa Bliss gets a match. I don't know, but now's the time, I guess, is my point. If you're gonna do it, now's the time. If not, then they might as well go back to my original theory from last week and just have them defend the tag titles against Trish and Lita, because that's the only thing that they can do. And then the WWE Championship, Dolph's getting his rematch, but this time Drew McIntyre gets to pick the stipulation. So now the roles are reversed. Drew McIntyre, 19-0. Look at that. Have a 2020 Drew McIntyre. Have a day. Have a year. Dolph being 1-5. That sounds like Dolph. And now Drew's holding out the stipulation. He won't announce it until before the match starts. John Smith, is he going to do the same thing again? Just go Extreme Rules and do the exact opposite just to get revenge?
No, I think he's going to make Dolph Ziggler put his career on the line.
I'm thinking of something that too. There's something that's going to...
Yeah, then Dolph's going to lose, and then we're not going to hear from him for a while, and then he'll come back at the Rumble or something.
Okay. John Deconnie?
I don't have a guess as to what the stipulation is, but I would imagine that the babyface champion's not going to be spiteful and go, with a role reversal. So it'll be something less dramatic, but maybe more entertaining. I don't know. But I certainly like that idea of his career on the line.
Yeah, it's a career. I don't know. That's a career's tough though. Like it's Dolph's not done, right?
Yeah, but who hasn't come out of retirement? How many times did Macho Man do it? How many times did Flair do it?
Flair hasn't come out of retirement, and Impact doesn't count. Flair hasn't wrestled a match in WWE since.
Oh, Impact doesn't count.
1924.
Oh, I gotta go.
Shawn Michaels needed to ask the Taker's permission to have that match in Saudi Arabia to come out of retirement. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna switch gears to SmackDown real quick because, like I said, AJ Styles and Matt Riddle tore it down. Again, that got the time it deserved. It was not on the pay-per-view. Fox had to have gotten the ratings from it. Like I said, it seems like an all-out win situation. John Deconnie, you can go with you first on that one.
Yeah, well, you got exactly what you paid for, or didn't pay for, but you got 20 minutes of some high-speed entertainment. I can't say I was surprised by how good the match was because I'm done being surprised by AJ Styles, and I know Matt Riddle as much as I hated him in the Octagon. I know he can go in the squared circle, so entertaining start to finish. I appreciated it.
Yeah, John Smith, what kind of shocked me with this, Riddle was going for the bro mission, and Styles out-wrestled him. He got out of it and then rolled him up for the pin. Matt Riddle got out-wrestled by AJ Styles.
Well, AJ Styles is the crafty veteran, man. He's done it all. He's seen it all. He can reverse it all. Just because Matt Riddle comes from the MMA world doesn't mean that he's a better physical wrestler. I think it was a good way to show that AJ Styles is on the same level as Matt Riddle as far as the mat wrestling is concerned.
Yeah, because the week before, I don't know if it was the week before or 2 weeks before. I mean, I was the pinning combination that Matt Riddle had on John Morrison. Like wow, that was incredible. And then all of a sudden it got turned around. I mean, it wasn't a great pinning combination, but he got out of a move to roll up and out wrestle him. I just thought that was a little bit shocking, but it's not exactly. It's AJ Styles. That's what he does. He wins in every way imaginable.
Yep.
And Lacey Evans, I know Naomi's been a topic of conversation on social media. Lacey Evans tied her hair to the rope, and when Naomi got it freed from the rope, turned around, took the women's right punch, right fist, cold cock, whatever you want to call it, right in the face, got her pretty good, and then Lacey got the pinfall. John Deconnie, anything you want to bring to light on this one, or?
I was not entertained. Pass.
There you go, John Smith. Now we watched it, and you heard me laugh hysterically on Sunday night. Rascally Rabbit. He trolled the karaoke contest in the Bray Wyatt promo when Bray was doing the Mad Scientist, and Bray called out Rascally Rabbit for doing that one. That was pretty funny.
That might be my favorite part of the Extreme Rules, even though it was only a pre-match promo. But as far as the match on SmackDown is concerned, I don't know why Lacey Evans is all of a sudden using heel tactics again. At least
it seems like
why first.
Yeah, I don't know either. I guess she turned heel in the karaoke contest. I like her better as heel anyway. I don't think a lot of people like her. So they're not going to cheer for her, even though she's trying to protect her daughter from Sasha Banks, or she was in the military. She just has that look. Was it resting B face? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the only match they have announced for SmackDown, we have a ballroom brawl here, boys. Ballroom brawl. Look at those records. That's a combined 16-3 between these two. Both these guys having great years, but they're going to settle this in a ballroom. Is that home field advantage for a guy who's Irish, John Deconnie?
I mean, you have to assume, right?
Yeah, right.
But somehow I think, I mean, does this stretch out all the way to SummerSlam? I really hope not.
I can't. I don't think so either.
Because otherwise I think Jeff wins it here and puts his demons to bed, and we can please just move on.
Yeah, John Smith. I'm sorry. I know you mentioned last week you're done with
Yeah, no,
alcoholism and drug addiction is a lifelong disease. I think we're done with it with storylines. Correct? We to be done with this.
yeah, but I think they're definitely stretching this out till SummerSlam. Unfortunately, though, I like it to not be, but I don't think Jeff gets his ultimate revenge on Sheamus until it's on the big stage. Unfortunately, Sheamus is gonna be in his home court, in the bar. I mean, some could say that's Jeff Hardy's home court too, though.
Hey.
But yeah, I see Sheamus winning the match, unfortunately, because I think the angle's going to keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jeff Hardy on this one. I just want this done with. It's not going to be done until he wins, so we'll just go with that. And something we forgot to gloss over, we forgot to mention, we glossed right over it. After the AJ Styles match, he actually did shake Matt Riddle's hand. Good job. And then here comes Baron Corbin. Jumps Riddle from behind, and then Styles we're like, Styles turning fit? And then Styles yeah, that sucks, and he walks away. So Styles is still a heel or whatever, but yeah, Corbin and Riddle, that looks like looks like we're going to be talking about that match in the upcoming weeks. So that was it. So let's just go over real quick. These were our records at Extreme Rules, and then we can close the book on that. Our friends from Minute to Bell Time, they hit the perfecto along with John Smith. So they got the 5-point bonus with the 4 matches. John Deconnie and I didn't have a lot of luck with Nikki Cross. Tyler, I believe, on the show picked Rey Mysterio. Then I believe he changed his pick to a no contest. So I have half a mind to make Tyler wrong twice on that one. But needless to say, yeah, we went 3-1. We, like I said, 4 matches that result out of the 7. That's a little tough. Slammiversary. Okay, so Eddie Edwards, Ace Austin, and Trey is in the ring. And here we are anxiously waiting for this mystery opponent. I don't want to say that was a troll job, but all of this for Rich Swann, and I love Rich Swann, don't get me wrong. I was excited to see him. Rich Swann, playing some games in the back, playing a little ha-ha with the crutches, according to Josh Matthews. That's what I'm going to steal that from Josh Matthews. A little ha-ha out of Rich Swann. But then, as originally planned, we were back up to 5 as Eric Young was another mystery opponent. So we were back up to 5 in an elimination match, John Deconnie.
Yes, indeed. Yes, we had. Now, I almost feel like this whole card was booked wrong from top to bottom. Wouldn't it have been fantastic to have had, if you were going to have him come back, Rich Swann in an Ultimate X with Trey, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay? Those 4 guys could have torn the house down. Yeah. For the X Division title. And then if you had freed up Willie Mack, you could put him and Moose and Eddie Edwards and whoever was coming back in for the world title. I just feel like the whole card was lopsided, and there was guys that I would have pulled out of here and put in over there. But it was certainly an entertaining main event.
I thought it was great. And Bound for Glory is right around the corner. Maybe Scott D'Amore. I don't know if Scott D'Amore and Don Callis listen to this podcast just yet, but maybe someday, they'll take some advice from us. John Smith, that was your first Slammiversary main event. I sat right next to you. You seem pleased watching it with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down for an elimination style match. Those always intrigue me because anybody can win no matter who's in the match. I don't know much about any of the guys in it besides Eric Young and Rich Swann, just because they were over in WWE land. Even Rich Swann, I don't really know too much about because he was on 205 most of the time. But yeah, I was really impressed with the main event. I really liked it. That Ace Austin kid really has it.
Yeah, and he's a Jersey guy.
When we talked at the very beginning of the match, I was like, okay, let's call who gets eliminated first. And you said whoever, and I said Eddie Edwards. That's when you knew that Eddie Edwards was going to win the match.
Yeah, I got that right. I forget it was eliminated first, but I got that one. I think it was Trey. I had Trey.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, Trey hit the. Trey did a. Let's see, he slid on his stomach outside, or he went through the bottom rope to the outside and then flipped it into a destroyer.
And between the bottom and middle rope and then into a destroyer onto the diamond plate. I really thought Rich Swann might have been dinged up after that one.
Yeah, well, he did later. Eric Young got him later. And yeah, I thought I had it, Ace Austin. I forgot. I didn't. Not that I forgot. I just didn't realize he's a Jersey guy. I'm glad I picked him for that. But speaking of Jersey, John Deconnie.
I want to talk about it.
Deonna Purrazzo was our new Impact Knockouts champion. John Smith, we'll leave with you on this one. We'll give John Deconnie again a chance to catch his breath. That was a hard-hitting match. That was a great match.
It was a very good match, and I did not expect her to win in her first match for the title. It was nice to see her, but I really like Jordynne Grace, so I was kind of upset that she lost the title. But overall, I'm fine with the way the match went.
Yeah, and I said it last week. That's such an Impact thing to do, is just give somebody the title right when they walk into the door. But John Deconnie, outcome aside, it seems that that's the theme of the show today. Regardless of the result of the match, John, they beat the crap out of each other. Like they were hitting hard, they were hitting fast, and they were hitting mean.
Yeah, and this match it's set up in such a way where I started to feel good about it because the announcers were putting over Purrazzo nonstop. She was, in terms of ring psychology, she went after the arms from the opening second. And in my wrestling fandom, I felt like that set up for the physically superior champion to take a beating and then come out on top in the end through her superior physical ability. And then down the line, the technician learns from the first match and then eventually takes the belt. But so I was feeling good all the way. And then Purrazzo put her into a double Fujiwara, basically the Rings of Saturn. And we got a verbal tap, and my heart was broken and my weekend was ruined.
Between Jordynne Grace and an eye for eye match, let's just strike this freaking weekend from the from the record somehow. I guess the tag team division got a little interesting. In the main event, we did see, as they said they were coming. They came out at midnight on Saturday morning. Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows, they're an Impact. They officially signed. They cracked open the beer in the middle of the ring, and they celebrated, and they were there. They came out at the end in the main event to thwart an attempt by Madman Fulton to get revenge on Eddie Edwards for the Ace Austin loss. Gallows and Anderson came out, took care of Madman Fulton. So now they're in the tag division, along with, a lot of people had them as the team that was going to answer the call against the Rascals. Out of nowhere, I thought these guys were retired. The Motor City Machine Guns. Yes! I hope they stick around. John Deconnie. Great match with the Rascals first.
Oh, I thought of you the minute I saw them, and then I thought of you every second of that match. Because holy S, the Machine Guns have not lost a step. No. Not for 1 second did they show an ounce of ring rust. Their timing was impeccable. Their tag team double team tactics were impeccable. That was a fantastic opening match.
Yeah, I completely off guard. John Smith, I was trying to tell you, John Deconnie knows, Chris Sabin, since I first saw him in 2002, I'm like, that's my guy. Like, that's it. That's my X guy for the rest of my life. He is my X Division guy.
Yeah, it was a good match. I had never seen any of them wrestle before, I don't think. Maybe you've showed me a Sabin match in the past, but I was happy with that. I mean, the tag division seems pretty legit over in Impact.
It's getting there. It's getting there. If you add Gallows and Anderson, and if the Machine Guns can stick around, like I said, I heard rumors Sabin retired. I know Alex Shelley had one match with NXT. He teamed with Kushida in the Dusty Cup this past year, but that was just a one-off for the Time Splitter thing. I guess maybe as a favor to Kushida. But yeah, man, I hope they stick around, and we're gonna talk about them a little later on. The
It's on
North
tonight,
became,
right?
what's that?
Isn't it on tonight or is it
It
Thursday?
is on tonight. That's going to be a match to pick because they are going to challenge the North. The North, they got the win over Sami Callihan and Ken Shamrock. I don't know if it was by design, John Deconnie. I kind of want to give the world's most dangerous man the benefit of the doubt that it was by design, that he just looked confused as all hell during that match.
I was going to take a little shot at Deonna Purrazzo in breaking down that match and saying that, even though she put together a couple of nice chain moves, there were a couple of moments in that match where you could tell this woman's wrestled once in God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
But that was erased from my memory as I watched Ken Shamrock not know where he was supposed to be in the ring for almost this entire match.
Yeah, they had some miscommunications, and the North capitalized, but there was a couple times, I don't know if it was Alexander or Paige, but somebody was going for a pin in the ring. Cameron Shamrock's just standing right there and doesn't even try to break it up.
and not sure whether or not he was supposed to break up the pin, just it was sloppy.
John Smith, I love Ken Shamrock. I said I really hope that was by design. That he just.
Yeah, I mean, it was just good to see him in the ring, for me, but it just seems he doesn't belong anymore. I mean, maybe that the angle he had with Sami Callihan prior was good. I should go back and watch that, but he didn't impress me on Saturday.
Yeah, we looked it up. What was he, 56? I think Stephanie looked it up. Was he 56 years old? He's doing something a lot of wrestlers do.
Yeah,
not a lot of guys. Chris Bay. Actually, we'll get to Chris Bay in a second because he's got a match later. They have a rematch later. Did you know, John Deconnie, that Moose sucks eggs?
Yes. In a nod to one of his mentors.
Yep.
We got Tommy Dreamer in a Moose sucks eggs t-shirt, and I guess in going with that nod to Terry Funk, he didn't wear his normal half House of Hardcore, half dusty polka dot pants. Yeah. He wore some red, white, and blue design on his plain black pants. But yes, and the TNA title got itself a little upgrade.
It did.
A little white re-leather job. And Moose continued to show us that he is quite an athlete and really not that great of a wrestler. He is a physical specimen, but he's the only person I've ever seen that at 6'6" or whatever. A couple of weeks ago, he struggled to put an abdominal stretch on a guy who was like 5'9", and and then went for the extra leverage of the ropes, and didn't bother to space himself so that he had to lean for the rope. He literally just went look, my hand's on the rope, now it hurts more.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have a ring IQ. And yet he got up for a 6-foot drop kick to almost kick Tom's head off.
He got a pretty drop kick.
Gifted, but good Lord, does he need some training?
I think Moose needs to get to Full Sail with the Performance Center, John Smith. It wouldn't hurt him, but in the meantime, like I said, he had Tommy Dreamer. They had some thumbtacks out there. I don't think they got used the way we normally see them. I think I didn't even see any of them in Dreamer, and they were supposed to hit his face. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they wound up on his chest.
So, so then we have Heath Slater. I guess now he's going as known as Heath. Again, he just John Smith. He just does not fail to entertain. Comes out from the crowd, or the lack of the crowd, jumps the barricade. Rohit Raju comes out. Yeah, Rohit Raju is, whatever, I guess their version of Heath Slater or whatever. He doesn't get enough respect. All he does is lose, blah, blah, blah. But then when Heath Slater goes in the back, finds Rhino, that's probably the happiest reunion of all time. And Scott Torres like, we didn't sign you. So we're back again to Heath Slater not having a job, even though he probably really does. Like, this is great. I really hope this was Heath's idea.
Yeah, what about Heath Slater's microphone not working during his promo?
There you go.
Yeah, that was it was very Heath for that to happen. I mean, I almost thought that it was part of the show because, like, oh, we're not piping this mic into our live feed because we don't know what this guy's going to say.
Exactly.
But then the other dude comes out. I forgot who it is. Forgive me. And his mic's not working either.
Impact will always be Impact. See, this is the thing. Impact, it puts on great wrestling. It really does. Like, you watch a Slammiversary or a Bound for Glory, and it's just cover to cover. I never have any complaints about the wrestling. It's just everything else is just...
You know what they say about good intentions, right?
Yeah. And then the Gauntlets match. I'm gonna throw up the standings right now, our Impact for how we did.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, John Smith, you can turn away right now. Thank God for Moose, right?
Exactly.
That Gauntlet match, Kylie Ray got me that extra win, got me that extra point that keeps me in first place over Tyler. John Deconnie, 3 for 4. Our friends at Minutes to Bell Time, 3 for 4. Or 3 and 4. And yeah, John Smith, thank God for Moose. But yeah, Kylie Ray went coast to coast. I mean, it wasn't, I forget an Impact Gauntlet's different than a WWE Gauntlet. So that really worked in favor because I said John Smith was sitting right next to me. And I bleeped a couple times when Kylie Ray came out at number 2. I'm like, God.
Yeah, that match had a really weird flow to it. So the rules were 1 and 2 were in the ring for 2 minutes before the third competitor would come out, and then it was a minute thereafter. And the 10 knockout gauntlet match, which changed to an 11 knockout gauntlet match, became like a 14 knockout gauntlet match if you count Johnny Bravo twice as being additional knockouts. But
Johnny Bravo doing a very good Mick Foley impersonation from the '98 Rumble, John Smith.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was a really innovative style of match. I wish they didn't call it a gauntlet, though. I think that they could make that one of their own specialty type of matches. When we hear gauntlet, we think of something completely different. And I wasn't looking forward to it because I thought it was going to be a traditional gauntlet, and it was way better the way it was. But yeah, going back to that records thing, if you had taken my advice last week and not taken any of my advice, then you would have went 6-1 at the show.
Yep. Or at least 5 and 2. That gauntlet was tough to pick. I mean, you had to be a really, really smart person to be able to pick that gauntlet right. Tonight, as we mentioned, tonight on Impact, we got a couple things going on here. First things first, Eddie Edwards is going to address, as the champion. I guess that's kind of the thing in every company. Once you win the championship, you probably got the first segment of the show to come out. You got to get the feeling maybe Ace Austin is going to be right behind them because I'm sure that feud. I didn't realize they had such a deep feud as they do. I guess Ace Austin was trying to break up Eddie Edwards' marriage. And then the Good Brothers will be there as well. Gallows and Anderson. I don't know if they're going to be in ring. They will be there, as well as Heath. I remember Rhino said for Heath to show up, and Rhino will take care of it. Then we got a Knockouts tag team match here. I Spy a Jersey Girl, John Deconnie, Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan against Nakia and Havoc.
Yep, I feel like we've done this before, but their matches have been entertaining. So
yeah,
sure, why not? Let's do it again.
Yeah. The post Slammiversary, post Gauntlets, they had the one-on-one matches where I believe Steelz and Hogan won each of those. Did they have the tag match yet as well? I want to say they
might have had it before they broke down into the singles matches. I quite honestly don't remember. That the whole Knockouts division is a little bit of a blur the last month.
Yeah. I'm obviously not betting against Tasha this time around. I bet against her in the Gauntlet. I apologize. I will never do Jersey that dirty again. John Smith, who do you got?
I'll take Hogan and Steelz.
All right, there you go. Smart man. And then we have 2 championship matches tonight on the show. As I said, we're going to get to Chris Bay now because Chris Bay actually defeated by himself, defeated Willie Mack to become the 45th John Deconnie. We're up to 45.
Good Lord.
The 45th X Division champion. And like I said, he did it on his own. We all thought that Swinger was going to try to interfere, and that ended up costing the match. But then, as we saw last Tuesday night after our show, Swinger caught Chris Bay talking some smack about him. So Swinger's like, "Yeah, I tried. It's not going to happen, Daddy."
Yeah, he left him on his own. Now, I wasn't sure. I had Willie Mack, and I guess I probably should have figured out at that point that was a bad pick. But I thought maybe Bay goes, and the first time around he doesn't get it done. He goes back to Swinger and says, I need your help. I need you at ringside. But basically what they did was wash away all the ridiculous BS that Swinger has brought to the stage for the last month or so. Entertaining as it may have been, and they put on an excellent X Division match. And Willie Mack moves like an X Division competitor. And Bay obviously is a flippy guy, so he fits right in there. And we had ourselves a heck of a match, ending with a slingshot cutter for the 1-2-3.
Yep. John Smith, like I said, we were talking about it. We were watching Willie Mack, and I was like, man, I want to see him fight Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that would be a real good match. I just don't understand the whole X Division to begin with. I know it's supposed to be something different, but there's really no rule set involved, and it kind of makes it a gray area,
It's not about weight limits; it's about no limits.
Yeah, that's why I like how Moose is carrying that other title around, because another normal singles title for people to care about would be cool. Just a regular a mid card. I feel like the X Division is not mid card; it's separate. So I feel like this TNA belt could be secondary belt.
Yeah, they have tried before. There was a Legends Championship. There was what was the god awful one where they had the judges at ringside.
Yeah, the global champion or something like that.
Well, no, the global was the GFW. That wasn't. No, it was the Grand Slam.
Yeah, Grand Champion. Yeah.
Yeah, Grand Champion. That was tough. It was scorecard judges. It was rounds. It was innovative. It was different. I won't say it was innovative. It was different, and they tried it. And I think Damian Sandow or whatever his name was.
Right, he was the first champ, right?
Yeah, and he was the one and it just did not work. And then obviously, I don't think Damian. I'll just keep quiet on Damian Sandow for now. Who do you got tonight, guys? I believe we're skipping here. Who we got for tonight? John Deconnie.
Well, I'm gonna assume Bay holds on. No reason to give it to him, only to take it right away. So I'm gonna stick with Bay.
I can't see. That's the WWE way of thinking. Who the hell knows what Scott D'Amore and Don Smith?
Believe me, I will not try and understand what the Impact is into. They seem to put together vignettes where we as the wrestling fans, especially we as the Uber wrestling fans, try to break it down frame by frame, second by second, and go, oh, well, this happened, so there's got to be a payoff to this, and they made this reference, so there's got to be a payoff to that, and in the end, Impact just goes, screw it, let's just do this, this, and this.
Yeah. I saw an article today, or whatever, it was the whole thing with eights and eights was just to, lead people the wrong direction. Why even?
They had me.
Anyway. John Smith, who do you got tonight?
Well, I'll double down on Willie Mack getting his title back.
All right. Oh, Willie.
Why not?
And the reason why, here's my why not. And I texted you guys, and I took the screenshot of it. Chris Bay retweeted my promotion of his match on Twitter from Pro Wrestling Pick'em. I should have changed my pick right then and there, but that's the cardinal sin. You never change your pick. But I'm not betting against them right now. I'm going Chris Bay. Chris Bay, thank you for the retweet. And then I actually retweeted. I retweeted his celebration. It was a hashtag Bay per view. And then, as we talked about earlier, the Motor City Machine Guns. The the North, after their championship win, was saying they're the greatest team in history, and then out came the Machine Guns, and like, hold on a second, this is fun. I want to say the way Impact Tag Division was when they've been champ for a year, but it's like saying like you're the skinniest kid at fat camp here. It's like it's I don't know. John Deconnie, who do you got in this one?
Because I'm gonna stick with, and once again, this will probably work to my detriment. I said it a couple of weeks ago. I think the North hold them until it's time to hand them over to the Good Brothers. And it may be stupid of me, but to not realize that Impact is really good at changing their minds midstream, but I'm going to stick with the North.
All right, John Smith, who you got?
I'll go with the North also. I mean, if I knew about the Motor City Machine Guns, that's like, what, 35 push-ups? 40
That's a lot of push-ups.
Yeah. If I knew more about, like, are they sticking around? Are they under contract? Blah, blah, blah. Then, that might play into it. But I feel like this might be more of a one-off or a kind of short stint for them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm picking the Machine Guns just because there's no points. There's nothing so I'll just screw it and take the Machine Guns. I don't know. You don't know how long they're going to stick around for. You don't know. Maybe one small title run and just give them, keep them around until Bound for Glory, then maybe have them lose it to Gallows and Anderson. That'd be a fun match. John, where are the Machine Guns from? Motor what? So that'll do it for Impact. John Smith. Interesting NXT. This past Wednesday, Keith Lee put his titles on the line right away. Dominik Dijakovic came out for it. I guess he just asked for it. I missed the segment. And Keith just gave it to him. And then I think they had what started off slow. I know you let me know that, but I think it kind of picked up towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, we all knew that Dijakovic wasn't going to win the match, so it was kind of like, why are we having this match? But I mean, for the wrestling, strictly the wrestling, it was an awesome match. Not awesome, okay, above average match. Yeah. And and the way that we figured, I like that Dijakovic was a little tentative about accepting the match beforehand. Like, dude, I'm not ready. Like, you should have let me know, something like that. Maybe. But then later on, with what happened with Karrion Kross in the background, it's going to end up being some sort of Ivan Drago, Apollo Creed situation, I think.
Yeah, well, tonight, I say they're going to have their match tonight. But yeah, after their match, the Smoke Show, Scarlett Bordeaux. I can't call it that anymore, right? That's 10 push-ups. Scarlett came out with the broken hourglass that Keith Lee shattered a few weeks ago. John Deconnie, is Keith Lee in trouble here? Well, I know Dijakovic's in trouble, but is Keith Lee in trouble?
Well, yes, I think he is to some degree. I'm just not sure when. I think the big announcement from Regal, based on, not no rumor or anything that I've heard, but it just would make sense that maybe he's going to set up some kind of tournament for one of those titles because, he's got to start defending. I imagine he's not going to defend them simultaneously all along because eventually you want to get back to having two people hold the titles.
Yeah.
So I think Keith Lee is in trouble down the line. I just don't know how soon.
Okay, and then John Smith, I don't know if you were kind of trying to troll me last Wednesday night because I kept on saying Tegan was the main event. No, they didn't even know it was coming out. Now it ended up being the main event. That's the one that went up against Mox and Cage. They put Io and Tegan. I don't think they disappointed at all. They went all out again. The NXT Women's Division. Yeah,
that was definitely a better main event than the other show put on. But we'll get into that one later.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we say a lot, what happened is what we assumed would happen. I mean, it's too early for Io to lose the title, but it showed that Tegan can hang, and it also gave us an opportunity to see one of the most vicious kicks by Dakota Kai I've ever seen in my life up on that ramp.
Yeah, Dakota Kai. All right, between that kick, because Dakota Kai, like I said on the headlines at the beginning, Karrion Kross and Dakota Kai, they're setting themselves up to be the next challengers. But Tegan, at the end of the match, Tegan was setting her up for the shiniest wizard. And she went to go run in for it. And Io Shirai knocked the Welsh right out of Tegan. Boom! And you can see the blood coming out of Tegan's mouth like shortly thereafter. She got her good. So she got the palm strike to the face followed by the moonsault. And that's what got the win for her, John Deconnie.
Yeah, that palm strike made me sit up straight in my chair. That was stiff. But overall, Tegan absolutely proved she can hang at that level. She kind of had been, involved in every time there was 6 or 8 people involved to see who was going to be the number one contender, who was going to hang around the top of the card. She was there, but no offense, Al, she was a little bit of an afterthought. She proved, on that night that she absolutely deserves to be right up there towards the top of the ladies' part of the card.
Damian Priest and Cameron Grimes, they put on another great match. Like I said, this was a match where I guess Priest was quote unquote 100% after I think 2 weeks prior. It was 2 weeks he had off, or maybe it was 3 weeks. I don't remember. He had some time to heal up the back that Cameron Grimes and Finn Balor both kind of took on Damian Priest. Great match with Grimey, John Smith.
Yeah, I could watch these guys. It's like Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black. I could watch these two go at it any day.
Yeah.
But I mean, that one move that Grimes does, the collision course, where he does like some sort of forward backflip, crazy. It looks like he's the one getting hurt, and all of a sudden he's squashing the guy. I love that move.
That's called X Division style of wrestling. The former X Division champion Cameron Grimes.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Here's real quick. Just go back. There was a Bound for Glory, or I don't know, it was Bound for Glory Slammiversary. Like, it's a big show. I'll just watch it. So it was the opening match was the X Division title, and it was DJZ, who was now Jacqueline Wild, versus Trevor Lee, who's now Cameron Grimes. Completely tore it down. Just tore it down. I was like, all right, this Trevor Lee guy, I like this guy, and now he's grimy. Now it's grind time. John Deconnie.
Yeah, this was a very entertaining match, and I'm always happy when I see a Razor's Edge. Yeah, and this one was on the apron.
Yeah,
but I don't know why I can't get into Damian Priest's character. I don't understand why. Grimy entertains the hell out of me, but every time I see Priest coming down the ramp, even though he winds up putting on good matches, I see Priest and I'm just like, this guy again. I don't know what it is.
Of infamy just doesn't do it for you, huh?
I can't put my finger on it.
I give him. After the match, Damian Priest to look into the camera. He said, "Lee and Dijakovic, I'm watching you guys. I want the winner," type deal. So Damian Priest, he might be in this conversation or a major announcement. So we can get into that after. We got like 2 more things to talk about here with NXT. One of them being promo by Legado del Fantasma, John Deconnie. Here's the quote. "Sometimes you have to tear things down in order to build them back up." Talking about taking the Cruiserweight division from the sideshow to the main show. He's the guy to do it. Yes?
Yeah, exactly. He certainly seems like it, and I love the fact, we've talked before, I love a good faction. So, I love the fact that he will have his henchmen with him wherever he goes, and I hope that happens exactly as he is alluded to it unfolding. I hope he runs roughshod over the division, but meanwhile makes us care about it, because no offense, they put on some great matches, but there really hasn't been a good, coherent, long-running storyline, and this very well could be the one. And I hope he's absolutely right.
Yeah, John Smith, you care to follow up on that? I think you kind of hit the nail on the head on that one. Yeah, I was going to say all of that, and I just really liked the promo, like how it was very like Mafia style, the way that they were talking backstage. So yeah, but all of that he just said. Indy Hartwell got her first career victory.
over Shotzi Blackheart due to interference by Robert Stone and Aaliyah. And then Timothy Thatcher was wrestling an enhancement talent and beat him with a single leg crab. The reason why I want to bring this up is because the only question I have is Timothy Thatcher going to be using a different submission move every week to beat somebody? Is this going to be one of those things where he doesn't use the same submission finisher twice?
I hope so. I think that it's been a long time coming for somebody to do something like that.
It's very creative and very different. I love it.
Yeah, a submission specialist doesn't need to only have one move. You know? I mean, aside from the whole like dungeon stuff, which I don't really care for, like why are these guys keeping coming back to class if they're just going to get beat up? Aside from that whole aspect, and I know it's like a Stu Hart, homage, whatever, but I think what he does in the ring is awesome, and I love the fact that he's using a different move every time.
Yep. John Deconnie, care to follow up on that, or?
Absolutely agree with everything he said. It is well past time to have a technician that doesn't rely on one signature. This should be great. I just can't wait to see who, if it winds up being continuing to be Lorcan, or do they find another technician to put in with him and let him have a nice long run with him and back and forth in multiple matches.
Mm-hmm. Going into tomorrow night on NXT, again, we're going to throw up some graphics from minutestobelltime.com. No shock that Karrion Kross is undefeated here. Dijakovic's having a rough year. You keep on fighting Keith Lee. I guess that's what your record's going to be. Here's a fun little tweet that Dijakovic put out in regards to this match. Oh, let me get the graphic back up here. There we go. 2 more days until I beat the MS Paint, which I believe we discussed was the Microsoft Paint. 2 more days until I beat the Microsoft Paint tattoos off of Cosplay Goldberg while Sub-Zero's grandmother watches. Them's fighting words, John Smith.
They are. I mean, I don't know where the Sub-Zero grandma thing comes from, but I like how he attacked Karrion Kross this way. I would have went with like a jacked up low key, but I guess I guess this works too. But I mean, as far as the match is concerned, I don't think it's going to be a squash like Kross has been doing to people. I just think that it's going to be it's going to be a hurt fest, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. John Deconnie, I don't think there's anything else to say about that. This has just got Karrion Kross just in every which way, shape, or form. And I like the Apollo Creed reference with Drago.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I already dropped the line, so I forgot to say it again. But, yeah, this is like clearly a Rocky IV type of angle they're pushing right now.
I haven't seen Killian Dane in a long time. I guess I don't know if he was called overseas or they just weren't using him, but Killian Dane's been back on TV. This is a very intriguing match, John Smith. That's your boy fighting Killian Dane right there.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great match. I see Loomis winning it. He's got the rocket up his ass right now as far as the push is concerned. I don't like that they're having Killian. If that happens, I don't like that they're having Killian Dane lose so much on his return, because it's like, okay, we kind of forgot about you, and now you come back and you just start losing, and then you have Robert Stone get you a match.
Yeah.
Why are you doing like? I don't know. I mean, maybe they just have nothing for him, so hey, let's throw him as part of this, so that way we get some eyeballs on him. But I don't know.
Yeah, John Deconnie, you think there's some way that Robert Stone can actually control Killian Dane here, or do you just want him to be some, I don't know if he's Northern Ireland, right? He's Belfast. He's in Finley.
Yeah, maybe he's putting together some kind of misfits coalition here, and Dane's just going to be the heavy. It'd be nice just to see him get a little more TV time if that's how it works out, even if it's as part of the comic relief gimmick for the brand. So anything that puts him on TV, I'm good with.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Killian Dane. Any ideas, real quick? I know we kind of touched on it. Regal's announcement. I know he said something with a tournament. John Smith, do you have anything that you want to throw out there?
The whole tournament thing is news to me.
Just anything with Regal's announcement. John Deconnie said it was probably going to be some kind of tournament for one of the titles.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know what to think about Regal's announcement. I didn't know that he was making an announcement.
Yeah, they were advertising last night on Raw. He was going to have a major announcement. So we get commercials.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I just can't think of what the announcement could be. I mean,
I don't know if it's going to be a tournament. I just get the feeling, like I said, because they have a takeover coming up too. They're part of SummerSlam weekend, as far as I know right now. I feel Keith Lee's going to have to defend both titles. So I don't know which the announcement, for one or for the other. Yeah, I just think it's going to be something in regards to Keith Lee and takeover.
I'd like to see them haven't forced them to drop the belt though. I'd love to see a tournament for it.
Yeah. The new the round robin tournament too. That was a lot of fun with the cruiserweight title. Fight for the Fallen again was last Wednesday. A great cause the AEW started last year. So they've only been in existence for 2 years now. They did it last year. Apparently, it's going to be a charity event for something different every year. This year just happens to be COVID relief for the Jacksonville area. Florida's been getting hit pretty hard recently. So AEW likes to put on, a little charity event, a little show to help raise money for that cause. So that was great to see. But in the main event, John Deconnie, I'll start with you. If you're Brian Cage, are you furious right now at Taz for throwing
apparently he was thinking out loud over Twitter and contemplating giving Taz his walking papers. It appears that they have worked things out. They seem to be okay now in social media space, but they have something to say. So there's going to be, they're going to get a live mic during tomorrow night's broadcast. So we'll see what their plans are next.
And Taz never takes advantage of a live mic, John Smith.
Oh my God! What a lame main event. Like, okay, you come out and then he's got to cut a promo before the main event even starts, and then he's the reason that Cage loses at the end by throwing in the towel. It's like, just put the tights back on and get in the ring. Don't stop living through Cage. Cage no-selling that arm immediately after the match was over.
Well, yeah, yep.
That aggravated me. I mean, I don't know.
It seemed like Cage wasn't giving up, and I think this was a way to save Cage's face. Because now we're in the same situation they had with Lance Archer, or the same situation that Karrion Kross was in. And this is an Impact. You don't win the world title just by showing up in AEW or in WWE. So now this is just a way. Cage wasn't giving up. I think that's going to be the ultimate end of this match. Like, obviously, we don't want him to win the AEW title. It's way too soon. I think we all can agree on that. But it's just like, okay, well, if Taz gets concerned enough, because Taz knows the machine's never going to give up, I have to stop the match before he gets seriously injured on the arm that was already surgically repaired. The way it's spun, I'm okay with it because of the way you can spin it that way where it saves Cage's face, Now Darby Allin comes out, and now Cage is separated from the world title picture. I think this was perfect timing. Tony Hawk apparently medically cleared Darby Allin to return to in-ring action. And I guess him and Cage can start their feud now going forward. So I'm okay with it. Mox looked great. Cage looked great. Cage, I haven't seen him in a long time. I saw him for a little bit Lucha Underground. I missed his run in Impact as world champion completely. He's a lot more athletic than I gave him credit for. I think by looking at him, you just think somebody like Lex Luger stiff type deal, and he's not. So I'll give him credit for that. We have two potential heel turns that really weren't heel turns, but they're kind of on the brink here. We'll start with Cody first because his wasn't as severe. He used a lot of heel tactics in the match with Sonny Kiss. I think maybe he was just playing the part of the heel, so everyone would actually want to cheer for Sonny Kiss, who I spy a Jersey guy. Again, between him and Ace Austin, I forgot or I didn't know. But that was a pretty decent match for the TNT title, John Deconnie.
Yeah, I could have done without the NBA halftime celebration ring entrance, but
Yeah, took my joke.
when it came right down to it, when Sonny Kiss was in the ring, Sonny can go. I mean, there was some definite high flying stuff going on. The cartwheel axe kick that Excalibur referred to as X's and O's, and I mean, Sonny can go. I was impressed.
Yeah, that was your first real action to see him, man. I've always been on Dark a ton. And according to Kenny Pete, who was on our show a couple of weeks ago, that apparently the TNT network didn't want him on air. That's where SpongeBob will yeah, there you go. I don't know. Let's just leave that where it is. But yeah, Sonny Kiss, his ring entrance kind of put the Spirit Squad to shame, John Smith.
Well, you know me, when it comes to Cody, it translates to fast forward. So I actually did not see any of the beginning of AEW last week. But that's nothing against Sonny Kiss. It's just, it's a personal thing. I see Cody, I fast forward.
That's it, yeah. Cody felt that remote control is FF, right?
Yeah.
2 tag team matches. Or let's say, we're going back to kind of started this segment with the heel turns, and I almost skipped one of them. Kenny Omega. Now, for those of you who don't, Kenny Omega in New Japan is not this happy-go-lucky Kenny Omega that we see on we haven't seen on All Elite Wrestling. His persona as the cleaner, although does put on 35-star matches, kind of a D-hole. So we're kind of getting that sign of Kenny Omega coming out here, John Deconnie. Poor Marco Stunt.
He was just the wrong man in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, we started out, and they laid it out well. You don't always get that with Tony Schiavone anywhere near a microphone, but they laid it out well. Maybe it was Excalibur that said, with smaller guys, sometimes Omega underestimates them. Oh, look, he's wrestling in a T-shirt. He's not really taking this. He's not really taking this seriously.
Jericho.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Of course, it was Jericho. Jericho's gold. What am I thinking?
Exactly.
He is to anything involving a microphone what Kenny Omega is to anything inside the squared circle.
Yep.
So,
I'm covered in orange juice. I'm covered in orange juice.
Yeah.
That was a $7,000 jacket that got ruined.
During the match, John Smith, Hangman Page was having a couple drinks at the bar. FTR joined them. Everybody likes a good drinker. I think Stone Cold Steve Austin proved that if you drink any type of alcohol, you're going to get cheered by the wrestling universe. Specifically, according to Chris Jericho's demographic, 18 to 49-year-old males, they like drinkers. So I think what they're doing here is if you turn Omega heel, you can keep the drinker as the face with FTR and have them have some beers and stuff too. I think this is going a little bit backwards than what we've been expecting.
Yeah, I mean, we also didn't mention that he got 2 beers poured on his head by FTR earlier in the show. So maybe that's what triggered the New Japan Kenny Omega to come out. This Japan Kenny I've never seen before. I've only been exposed to him as far as his character in AEW. So I've never seen. I was very excited to see that he was beating up Marco Stunt after that match was over. But,
when you're the former leader of the Bullet Club, kind of have some D-hole characteristics.
Yeah,
AJ Styles was that way. Finn Balor was that way. They Evil just turned. The amount of nut stomps Evil did in the New Japan Cup had to have been a record. Yeah, John, going into what you were saying after the match, FTR with pouring beer on Kenny Omega, they had a barn burner with Pentagon and Phoenix again. John Smith, you can keep going with that one.
Oh, that's a match that I would have liked to have seen on a pay-per-view without commercial breaks and let it go 30 minutes for
Yep.
the title. I like the whole pulling off of the mask thing. So, it saves space for the luchas,
Yep.
because they number one is keep your face hidden. You can lose as much as you want as long as you got your face hidden. So I like that ending.
Yeah, as a Lucha Brothers fan, I did not like that at all that he got his mask taken off. But yeah, this is a cheap way to win. But then again, screw it. This it can't all be gold. Anyway, John Deconnie.
Yeah, exactly. That was the way to let them take a loss and not look all that bad doing it. And God, do I love tag team. When tag team wrestling is good, it is so good. Why does Vince hate us? Why won't Vince take a lesson from this?
During both the FTR and Lucha Brothers match, along with the TNT title with Cody and Sonny Kiss, Cody was, like I said, I mentioned, a little heel tendencies. FTR, a little heel. Tully Blanchard was watching. They kept on putting the camera on Tully Blanchard. Is there any type of Cody with Arn, Sean Spears with Tully, and then you throw FTR? Is there some kind of Six Horsemen thing here, or is this the topic of conversation to be tabled? I guess.
Yeah.
They kept showing Tully, and Arn and Tully obviously. They're good friends, the former tag champions, and the FTR absolutely idolize the Brainbusters. Cody would go with Arn, and then Sean Spears is already with Tully. That could be a very easy put together. And then in other news, Nyla Rose chose Vicky Guerrero of all people to be her manager. We'll just leave that there. Let Rascally Rabbit make fun of that one. Let's get tonight's AEW. We're gonna I think about 3 or 4 matches booked. NJF will start him off. That's 7-2. Both of those losses are in tag team action when he was not pinned. He will be in action. Cody's going to be defending the TNT Championship in an open challenge. 15-1. That's.
Hey, when you're booking it, you can win.
Yeah. John Smith, think about that though. 15-1. So that's mean there's been 16 times you fast forwarded Cody.
Yeah, he saved me a lot of time.
Any wild shots in the dark on who is going to fight Cody? I say Joey Janela. If he went from Sonny Kiss, I'll go with Jersey Joe.
That's
all right. Let's just move forward then. All right.
Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus, you just read my mind. Already has a match.
Man.
I guess after John Smith, you mentioned that Chris Jericho got juiced by Orange Cassidy. The Jurassic Express were actually laughing about it during a promo. After that, Jericho took offense to it, so he got the biggest guy on his squad, and Jake Hager. We got a tag team match going here. Who do you got in this one, John Smith?
I go with the Inner Circle via heel tactics. I want to see Hager go nose to nose with Luchasaurus, though.
Yep.
That's what I'm most interested in this match.
John Deconnie?
absolutely. Yeah, completely agree. I think the Inner Circle wins by devious means if need be. And, as we've said probably 3-4 times in the last month, Jurassic Express never has to win for everyone to continue loving them. So why not?
But they seem to be getting a lot of tag team wins lately. So I'm going to go with the Jurassic Express on this one. They got the wins over NJ and Wardlow, 2 singles guys. They proved that they were the better team. Jericho and Hager. Sammy is usually Jericho's tag partner, Les Sex Gods. Sammy is not working at this moment.
I doubt he'll be using that name when he comes back either.
I don't think so. Interesting match here. The women's division is getting a little shot in the arm, I think. Because this Diamante and Ivelisse I believe, I don't know if this is both of their AEW debuts. Diamante was an Impact. She was running around with
LAX?
LA. Thank you. I couldn't think of the initials. I was like ODB. No, it's not that. Yeah, we're running around with the Latin American Exchange for a while with Homicide Hernandez and I believe Eddie Kingston. It was the OGs part of the LAX and that feud with Conan and Santana and Ortiz. But then you got Ivelisse, and if you're a Lucha Underground fan, you know she's a 2-time Trios champion. I believe she's the first. She was part of the 1/3 of the first ever Trios champions, if I remember correctly. I believe Angelico and Son of Havoc, maybe. I did look it up just because I'm excited to have her back. She was injured. She missed some time in Lucha Underground, but I'm glad to see her back. Ivelisse can go. Diamante, I think, can go. So, John Deconnie, I don't know. I think they're both going to win in this match. Obviously, there can only be one winner. This is not the Horror Show Extreme Rules. Only one person can win. Who you got?
Based on little more than your enthusiasm, I'm going to go with Ivelisse.
Yeah, I'm going Ivelisse too, just because I know her. And like I said, Lucha Underground. I pull for the Lucha Underground people more so than not. Even though I didn't, I picked against Brian Cage last week. John Smith.
I forgot what her name was, but I'll go with the other one.
Diamante.
Yeah, so
either one of them.
Yeah, if this, I'm hoping this will be good. If you can get these two going, and then maybe whatever with Tessa Blanchard because she's out there lurking somewhere. That they need some help in that women's division. It seems like WWE and NXT have everybody. They need some help. Not that who they have is bad. They just don't have the quantity. Right. Where did we leave off? We have 2 more matches, right? Yeah. Hangman Page. Like I mentioned earlier, I think he's going to be off the bar stool on this one. He's going to be fighting 5 of the Dark Order, not 5 members of the Dark Order. The wrestler by the name of 5.
Artist formerly known as Alan Angels.
I missed a lot of the formation of the Dark Order for whatever reason. I know there's a 5 and a 10. I know there's Alex Reynolds, and I know there's Stu. I know Stu Grayson. Anyway, who do you got in this one? John Deconnie, who do you got in this one?
I'll go with the Hangman.
Yeah, John Smith.
Yeah, Hangman. Why are they even telling us about this match? Well, we care about 5.
Oh, maybe Colt Cabana comes out and gets helps 5 with the big win. I don't know. And then we have a Falls Count Anywhere match. John Smith, as you mentioned, at the end of FTR versus the Lucha Brothers, the Blade and the Butcher came out with FTR's truck, dangling the keys out, teasing FTR, and here come the Young Bucks. They hit Blade and Butcher from behind, get the keys back to the FTR. And then I believe the truck went all Harley Davidson with Hulk Hogan and didn't start. It's irrelevant. Just trip down memory lane with Hulk Hogan installed on the Undertaker's Harley.
Yeah, that was a very Impact moment right there.
Yeah, it was. They didn't gas it up before they gave it back to him. I think that might have been.
I had to rewind that one. I lost some of my fast forwarding because I wanted to see it again. Because I was like, did they really not? At first, I thought they started backing up, but they had the cameraman start backing up to make it look like they were bursting out of it.
Yeah, if that's seriously what happened, the cameraman actually thought that's great thinking on your feet. If you're a cameraman, maybe if I start walking backwards, it looks like they're driving away.
At first, I actually thought that they were reversing because I wasn't paying that close attention. But I went back and looked. I couldn't believe it. Like, how do you not know if the truck's going to start? Didn't they drive the truck up in the first place?
They drove it up, yeah.
Jesus.
It's an old classic. It's probably got a kill switch. Nobody bothered to tell them how to start.
All right, who do we got on this one? You know what? I'll screw it. I'll go upset. Blade and the Butcher. It's Falls Count everywhere. I know that makes sure that allows the Bucks to jump off of everything that's not nailed down. But let's get the Blade and the Butcher a win here. Screw it. Why not?
Yeah, I'll
Johnny
take the ice cream then.
Yeah,
Take
I actually agree. I think the stipulation allows them to go all over the place and maybe for other people to get involved. And it's just too easy to always go with the Bucks. So let's go with the Butcher and the Blade.
I love it. All right, I think that does it for us today. I believe we tied a nice little bow. Ran a little bit long again. You know, we're trying to keep it 90 minutes. We went a little bit over. Gonna pay some bills here real quick and promote some upcoming shows. The Primetime Rundown episode. What number are we up to? No episode number on it. All right. Well, the Primetime Rundown was every Friday at 6 o'clock. There is Tyler Adele's beautiful face right dead center. We're hoping that he'll be able to start doing Fridays with the Primetime Rundown again. We're going to hold down the fort here on Tuesdays. In the meantime, we'll throw our graphic up there real quick. We'll be back here again at same time, same place, as always, next Tuesday at 6 o'clock to recap everything in the wrestling week. Once again, all the graphics you've been seeing all night long, they belong to minutestobelt.com. The best way I can describe them, they are the Elias Sports Bureau of pro wrestling. All the numbers that you could possibly want, records, stats, title defenses, they have it all. Make sure you go to minutestobelt.com and sign up for their newsletter, the Body Slam Brigade. Got some really fun stuff to read about every week. So we just formed our partnership with them. We're going to be going forward with them. We're excited to be going forward to them. And then we just want to let everybody know we have our own special show coming up in the end of August, SummerSlam weekend. We have a Saturday afternoon Essential Wrestling Podcast special we would love for you to be a part of to get ready for NXT TakeOver and for SummerSlam. So myself, John, and John will be around for that. Tyler should be here. Hopefully we'll have some guests, make the show a little bit more special than just normal three handsome men talking wrestling here. And thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Please like our stuff, subscribe to the I-95 Sports Network on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, ProWrestlingPick'em.com, MinutesToBell.com, the Eastern Observer. Love us all because we love you. For John Smith, for John Deconnie, wow, I almost forgot. I can't believe I almost forgot. I was too busy trying to make sure we remembered all of our social media stuff.
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss, we love you so much. Oh, I can't believe I almost forgot it. Thank you very much for listening. For John Smith, for John Deconnie, for Tyler Adele, my name is Al Karl. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week. John Deconnie.
Thank you for joining us, and as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors. Hey, bartender, Joe Boo needs a refill.